Luke here. Now, this is related to the last video I made, and this is talking about how cryptos can help society. Okay. So, how they can help society is mostly by just giving truth to the marketplace. So, it doesn't seem that way, but many of the problems that we have in modern society are partially due to market inefficiencies. Okay. So let's talk about like the health of the bodies. Okay. One of the problems in our society is that there's not as much value on healthy organic food that is nutrient dense, and there's too much marketplace value put on cheap, accessible junk food. Okay. So junk food. Okay. Obviously, junk food is bad, right? But we live in a society of instant gratification. Okay. And that applies to junk food. That applies in a big way to our sex lives, how STD rates continue to climb in Western society, marriage rates continue to drop, and there's more sex going on outside of marriage, and these are all, I would say, problems for any sort of society. Okay. There's an overemphasis on selling sex in our society. There's just an overemphasis on sex in general. And part of it, it's subtle, and you may not realize it, is due to inefficiencies in the marketplace and sickness within our currency, our money supply. So because of inflation, it's important that you realize inflation. Your money goes down in value every year. Okay? So if I have $100 in my bank account, a year from now, that $100 will be worth less. It will buy less goods and services, okay? Because of that, psychologically, we know this. Psychologically, we know that we live in a society where we know that our money is going down in value. So if our money is going down in value, and we know this psychologically, even though we might not know it, it might be, kind of subconscious. But we know what's going on. We notice it, right? We want to get rid of it, and so it basically it stimulates consumer type behavior, like eating junk food or anything. It stimulates anything that's getting rid of the money quickly, and anything that's more consumer or more instant gratification. Okay, so it really causes instant gratification. Now, this is not the only problem in our society. Okay, obviously there's other maybe sort of more spiritual problems. We have problems with our political system, etc., etc. But it's important that you realize that a lot of them are due to market inefficiencies, and the market and truth is not able to come to the surface because the market is not efficient. Okay, and so this inflation, it tends to cause more instant gratification. So that means having sex with multiple partners outside of marriage, because you want that instant gratification, right? You want that orgasm. You want to eat junk food because it's faster to make. It's easier. It's more accessible. Even though the food is empty and it's not making you feel very good, and it's not helping your overall life. Okay, and so and it's not just inflation. It's due to all the mechanisms within our monetary system. Okay, but the major one that you need to understand is inflation and how it affects us like that. Okay. And so with cryptos, like we talked about, so cryptos are a truth machine. Okay, I talked about this in my last video. And it's very important that you realize that they are a truth machine. And so if they're a truth machine, as they take over, like I talked about in my last video, I think we'll start to see people move towards a lot more truth in their lives. That includes, eating higher quality food. Okay, so many of the junk food, it's not just inflation. It's just like inflation also gives you more access to credit, right? And so if you're a junk food company, you get easier access to credit. It gives an unfair playing field to like small organic farmers. Okay, there's many layers to it. I hope I'm not confusing you guys. But as cryptos take over and more of the capital with like farming and our whole society moves to this truth machine, I do think that we will start to see more emphasis on more wholesome sort of a whole more wholesome path in our society. Okay, and I really do strongly believe that. Okay, I think we'll see more spiritual growth. I think we'll see people take care of their health better. I think we'll see more technological advances. Cliff High talks about entering sci-fi world and things like that. And I think cryptos will help society a lot in these areas. And I hope you realize the subtle connection between inflation and instant gratification and how that's affecting our society. Because it's true, we do live in a society of instant gratification. Everyone's looking for, they're posting on their Instagram, their social media, and, many people are addicted to their social media. They're addicted to their phones, and they're looking for that sort of stimulus, that sort of high. The junk food gives a high. The sex gives you a high. It's not just drugs that can give you a high. It's also, attention through social media. When someone likes your Facebook posts, many people are addicted to that sort of feeling. So they're posting on Instagram and stuff to get some sort of, they're trying to get just confirmation, from society that they're important, right? And that's a big problem in our society. It's partially due to inflation, okay? When you move to a money supply like cryptos, so they're deflationary, it changes a lot of aspects of the market and society, okay? Because if you hold the money, it goes up in value. And so you don't want to spend it on instant gratification. You don't want to get rid of the money. You want to keep the money and you want to save it. Because if you keep it over time, a year from now, it'll probably be higher in value, okay? So it makes savings and it delays gratification. So you want more, so you get more delayed gratification. And I would argue that in any society, you want more delayed gratification, right? How did some of the most well-known investors get to be so successful? Okay, people like Warren Buffett. How did Warren Buffett become so successful? He delayed his gratification. Warren Buffett wasn't very rich until he was like age 50. Because he was just planning for the future. He was putting all his money into the stocks that he liked, and he knew that over time they would go up, and then the compound gains that he was getting from the stocks that he liked, he didn't really start to see significant growth until he was like 50, right? It's delayed gratification. But he knew that in the future, the compound interest would start really working better and better and better. That's how compound interest works, right? You start with a little bit of money, and then the interest gets added to it, and it compounds, right? And eventually you get wealthy. And he knew that. And so he knew if he could delay his gratification and just keep putting his money into things he believed in that he knew would grow his wealth, he knew that he would be wealthy eventually. Okay? And so delayed gratification is good, I would argue, for a society. And our society severely lacks delayed gratification. And it's partially due to our money supply. Okay? Delayed gratification also means with marriage, with a job. Many people are just expecting success overnight, right? We live in a society where we're enamored with the rich and famous, and everyone wants to get rich and famous overnight. And we live in a society that doesn't favor hard work enough, where you work to what you want to get, and then you put in the man hours, and then eventually, in a free society, you will achieve what you want to achieve through basically the sweat of your brow, okay? And I do think we are moving more in that direction. And like I talked about, cryptos are a huge part of that, okay? Just because they bring truth to the market systems. And when you think of market systems, it's important that you realize that the market systems, I'm not just referring to money, okay? There's a market for everything. There's a market for ideas. So cryptos can help bring truth to the market of ideas. Like, what is truth? Which religion is the best to follow? Which diet is the best to follow? Should I be going to bed early? Should I be going to bed late? Should I be drinking this sort of water or this sort of water? Should I be having sex before marriage or should I not be having sex before marriage? Should I buy this car or should I buy that car? This is the marketplace of ideas, okay? The marketplace of ideas. So it's not just money, it's also ideas. And it's also people, right? There's a marketplace of people. Some people are better at certain things than other people. We all have our unique skills. It's also, the marketplace of jobs. The list goes on and on and on. There's a marketplace for everything in our society. Not just, it's important that you make that mental connection, that it's not just the marketplace of just goods, right? Not just the marketplace of the phone that I'm using, or cars and stuff like that, or the marketplace of money, right? The USD, euro and stuff like that. It's also, maybe most importantly, ideas, and giving truth to ideas. Like what ideas are closer to truth? Because it's important that you also realize that the truth is not relative. The truth is fixed. And so if a society can move towards greater truth, that's a good thing. And in a free marketplace of ideas, the truth will tend to rise to the top more. Okay, that's just the truth. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope, like the last couple of videos, it's kind of related to the Litecoin is Truth video that I made previously and the video before that. But I hope this is I hope my thinking about these things is sort of helping you guys out and sort of understand what's in store for our society as we move through its next phase. Okay? I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.